Afflictions in AC Shadows are strong when fighting multiple enemies, and the big brutes as well. So I have been working on my poison build for now and searching for the best gear and perks that will make anyone a master at having your enemies crouching over in pain mid-fight. So when looking at poison, the first thing will be what armor we're going to use, and for now that's the legendary robes, Mamushi Snake, and the legendary headband, Onimusha. This set combo is ideal as the headband will allow us to vault over enemies and make them vulnerable, which will keep the combat flowing because of its perk, vault over enemies while sprinting. And that perk right there makes this headband S tier. Pure and simply because when you're in battle, you know all too well trying to get an enemy vulnerable can sometimes be a little bit tricky, but with this it's just that simple. As you can see right now, you run up to an enemy and you just vault over them, they go vulnerable, and then you can get your damage away, especially building up your poison affliction, which is what this build is about. And the Mamushi Snake robes fit in really well with this because you have the main perk on this, which is dead bodies release a poison cloud when investigated. And this perk is so much fun. You know how easy it is to isolate enemies by giving you a little whistle while you're crouching in the bushes. And once you've assassinated them, you can use your bell or your whistle to get the other enemies to come over. And as soon as they do, that purple cloud of smoke is going to disperse into the air and you'll have them reaching over in pain, which allows you to strike. This is such a good perk. You can even add a smoke bomb into that so they can't see you whilst they're afflicted with poison. And on my robe, I've got 19.2% vulnerable damage. This leans into the headgear, which makes enemies vulnerable when you vault them. So it all ties in nicely with the build. After getting this armor set, you'll want to look at the weapons now I will use. For this video, we have gone for the legendary katana, Violet Knight, which is a really good choice when selecting a katana for this build, and just a really good katana in general for the game. Then we've got our secondary weapon, the legendary Tanto, Yukimitsu's Revenge. I absolutely love Tantos in this game. They're quick and snappy, plus they're bloody good for getting afflictions on enemies built up really quickly. The trait that comes with this weapon is afflicted enemies are vulnerable, and this is another fantastic one. And vulnerable enemies are easy to damage, and with the health bar ticking away, you'll make light work of them tougher enemies as well. This weapon can be obtained by completing the ancient tomb of Nanjo in Yamashiro, which is a nice change from having to plow through castles and lots of enemies. Also guys, if you don't get the katana right now, any poison weapon will do.